This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. It is just after 6 o'clock on Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. I would like to call this meeting to order. And as we do so, we acknowledge that we are meeting on Treaty 1 land, the home of the Cree and Anishinaabe, and the traditional home of the Métis. We'll get right to introductions. There are a couple of us here live in Winnipeg. And I'll invite the other members to introduce themselves. Steve, if we can start with you.
Hello, Steve Axe with you.
Erwin.
Erwin Kumka coming to you from Montreal.
I'm Graham Randall. Good evening.
And Penny McMorris coming to you from Victoria Beach.
And Mayor McMorris is in Victoria Beach this meeting and has asked me to lead the meeting just in case there are some internet hiccups, as they are sometimes wont to do. I'm Mike Bartmanovich.
Raymond Morrow, CAO.
Okay, thank you, everyone. First order of business is adoption of the agenda. The agenda was circulated prior to the meeting, and hopefully council's had a chance to have a look at the agenda. So be it resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented. Can I have a mover?
I'll move that.
I'll second.
Penny, thank you. And Erwin, second.
Penny, that would be your first time moving a motion in this.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Feels kind of powerful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Discussion? Additions, deletions?
Nope.
Oh, looks good.
Okay. Call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution is carried. Moving on to the minutes of the February 15th, 2022 regular meeting of council. Again, minutes were circulated to members of council prior to the meeting. Hopefully they've had an opportunity to review the minutes.
Yes.
And again, I will ask that it be resolved that the minutes of the February 15th, 2022 regular council meeting be adopted as presented. Can I have a mover? Steve, thank you very much.
I'll second that.
Graham will second. Thank you, Graham.
Yep.
Discussion?
Nope.
Okay, I will call the vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you much, everyone. Next on the agenda is delegations. We have no delegations this evening, and so I will move on to accounts and finances. Again, accounts and finances have been passed on to council for their review. So the resolution is that be it resolved that the following list of accounts be approved for payment. Accounts payable checks number 9974 to 9986 in the amount of $81,500.79, and February 18th payroll in the amount of $32,606.69. May I have a mover, please? Erwin, thank you very much. Steve, will you second? Thank you. Erwin, we usually call upon your expertise to give us a few words about the financial picture.
As always, I have reviewed the list of accounts payable.
Wait, Erwin, we lost you. Try it again.
Reviewed the list of accounts payable. Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. And the only special item is a check for $30,000 payable to Best Buy Homes, and that is the down payment on the new police barracks.
We can't hear you.
Hang on just a minute, and I kill my camera. Can you hear me now?
Why we've lost him.
I can hear Erwin just fine.
So can I.
Erwin, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yep. I just killed my video.
Okay.
Okay.
Mike, can you hear
We
us?
can hear him just fine, you guys. Can you hear us all right, or is it just Erwin?
I can't hear Penny either.
I can hear Penny.
Can we hear you?
Yes.
Okay. How about me?
You're clear.
Okay.
Hi, Steve.
Mike?
Here.
Isn't that something? Okay. Okay, we're just going to check our audio, and then we shall, what's going on? Okay, thanks.
Right now.
Okay, try it now. Graham, you got your microphone on? Can you say
Yes,
something?
I have. Yes, I have. Testing.
Thank you. Erwin, can you say something?
Are you coming? Am I coming in clear?
Yes.
Yeah, you can turn your video back on. The problem was with the office, not you.
Yeah, it was the flick of a switch here in the office. Okay, where we left off, Erwin, comments on the the list of accounts for approval?
Again, I have reviewed the list of accounts payable, and the one notable item is a check in the amount of $30,000, and that is for a down payment on the new police barracks for our summer constables. The remainder of the items are normal items.
Thank you. I should clarify that that's not only for our summer constables, but also for our new community safety officers. And we'll be talking a lot more about that in following meetings.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mike.
Any other comments?
Nope. The rest is all pretty straightforward.
Okay, I will call for a vote. All in favor of accepting?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much. Carried. We have no business arising from the previous meeting. So on to other business. We have a resolution about emergency management consulting services. And this is to retain the services of Shelley Napier and Napier Consulting, who has served the municipality long and well in terms of emergency management oversight. Is there anything really to add to that?
Not really. She's prepared to provide her services again for another fiscal year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she does a wonderful job, and she hasn't increased her price in years. So I'm certainly in favor of this.
Okay, before we discuss any further, I will ask for a mover this resolution. Steve, thank you very much. Erwin, will you second? Thank you. Any discussion? Dan?
Only that she's one of the best in the business. The price is phenomenal for the value that we get. And this year we should be moving forward again. Hopefully, if the magic wand of the province it is foreseeable that COVID is just going to up and disappear, that we should have emergency meetings where we request people from the municipality who are interested to learn about how to handle themselves in an emergency. But we also need volunteers, and that'll be discussed at these meetings. And these volunteers would be getting involved to help out in the case of a major Victoria Beach emergency. So that's going to be coming up. But Shelley's phenomenal, and yeah, it's a very good thing to do to get her back.
Penny, we did have a call out for volunteers to assist in our emergency management plan. Did we ever get any takers?
We did. We got 2, I believe, but we need more. You need a full team, a full active team, and while council can and obviously would be active during an emergency, fully active during an emergency, you still need a large set of volunteers because there's so much to do, especially depending on the emergency. If a tornado's drop down, if there's a horrible blizzard, or God forbid a forest fire rages through our community and takes everything out, there's going to be a lot to do, and we need a strong set of volunteers who can come forward and help us try to pick up the pieces.
Well, we got off to a good start with our public meetings until COVID just wiped everything out. I'm confident that once we're able to get together again in person, we can continue where we left off. And when you get a whole bunch of people in a room, that's when you can pick off a few more volunteers. So I'm looking forward to good results.
Thanks, Graham. Penny, anything to add to that?
No, it's all been covered. I agree with everything that's been said, and Shelley will do her best when we meet to round up volunteers. She's hard to resist when you're in a room with her.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, now I boo-booed. I didn't read the resolution first, but everyone's had an opportunity to read it. So I will say that be it resolved that the RM of Victoria Beach Council accept the proposal from Napier Consulting for emergency management consulting services at a cost of $5,000 plus GST for a 1-year period from April 1st, 2022 to March 31st, 2023. And I believe you already have a mover and a seconder.
Stephen.
Thank you. I will call for the vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next item of business is a resolution for the approval of 2021 year-end financial statements. Be it resolved that the RM of Victoria Beach financial statements for the 2021 fiscal year be approved as presented. Further be it resolved that said statements be forwarded to the province of Manitoba. Can I have a mover, please? Erwin, thank you.
I'll
And
second.
second, thank you very much. Penny will second. Any discussion?
I have only just received the financial statements earlier in the day, but I will be using them to complete my year-end report, which you'll have at the next meeting. But also there is the review by the province, and then the statements will be reviewed by our auditor. So the the review process is not complete, and I'm quite confident that everything will be properly reviewed and approved.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd just like to thank our amazing admin staff and our amazing CAO for, I know, hours and hours of work that went into putting all this together and making sure it balanced and tallied properly. So thank you.
Absolutely. Bravo to the team here in the Winnipeg office. Thank you all very much.
Well,
Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between a bookkeeper and an auditor?
No.
It balances.
Okay. Okay, I will call to vote then on the year-end financial statements. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carried. Thank you. The next bit of business is a little bit bittersweet because the resolution reads, be it resolved that the RM of Victoria Beach Council approve the CAO employment agreement dated March 1st, 2022 between Lon Turner and the municipality of Victoria Beach. Further be it resolved that Mayor McMorris be authorized to sign said agreement on behalf of the municipality. May I have a mover, please?
I'll move that.
Steve, Graham, will you second?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Jump out of his chair, hooping and hollering.
So, while keeping the accolades to a minimum, any discussions, please?
Well, we went through.
We all had a chance to meet Lon virtually on 2 different occasions, and I think I think I can speak for council that we're all very impressed with his resume and his personality, and we look forward to having him join us. Of course, we're sad to be losing our long-serving, very capable individual in Raymond. We'll miss you, Raymond.
Yeah, and it certainly scored a few points in my books that Raymond was very much in favor of the choice of Lon. Raymond thinks he's going to do a pretty good job and is looking forward to working with him. So I think we're all agreed that we made the right decision after a rather exhaustive search, and it's onwards and upwards.
We're the only thing in this. Anything else?
No.
Okay. I will call the vote on the resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next up, a resolution about vaccination status. Be it resolved that the RM of Victoria Beach Council lobby the AMM to urge the province of the provincial government to redefine the term fully vaccinated as a person who has received 2 shots and 1 booster of a vaccine approved by Health Canada. May I have a mover, please? Steve, thank you. Do I have a seconder? Erwin, thank you very much. We'll second. Discussion. Steve, your resolution?
Well, I mean, so here's the situation. Yes, the province has lifted the vaccine mandates that they put in place for their employees. The vaccination cards are going away, but the messaging coming from the province and coming from the federal government has not changed. It is get a booster, get your 3rd shot, but the messaging is not clear because they're still calling 2 vaccines fully vaccinated. It's misrepresenting their messaging. If 3 vaccines is going to protect the community, then they should call that fully vaccinated. Over and over again, since the 3rd vaccines were put out, they have been saying that to have 3 shots is going to protect our society. And unfortunately, because of their scrambled messaging saying that two vaccines is fully vaccinated and the 3rd one is just boosted, then people are not in as strong a position to make a fully informed choice. Because fully vaccinated sounds as though people have done their due diligence and only gone 2, when they are asking and begging people to get boosted. What this is asking for is just to help clarify their message, which if they are trying to get people triple vaxxed because of the protection that it offers to society as a whole, then to call boosted people fully vaccinated, in other words, 3 vaccines is fully vaccinated, that will help people make a reasonable, informed choice for their own healthcare and help to strengthen and protect our society from another variant. If we wait and we hold off on this resolution up until, God forbid, another variant comes out, then it will already be too late and we will again be behind the 8 ball. This is only asking them to clarify their messaging.
I wish I knew the statistics, the difference between people who have had 2 vaccines and people who have had 2 and the boost. Anybody that, and this is anecdotally speaking, but anybody that I've spoken to that is double vaxxed has been boosted as well. They've taken the trouble to get the 2 vax shots, and they see the importance of the boost, and they've gone ahead and got boosted already. I wish I knew if there was a significant difference between folks who are just double boosted and folks double shot and folks who are double shot and boosted.
I agree with what Steve is saying. The province is recommending 2 shots plus a booster, but their definitions only says 2 shots. It kind of sounds like they're not following through with the situation where we need the boosters. That's pretty obvious. So again, we're simply asking AMM, Association of Manitoba Municipalities, to lobby the provincial government to provide some clarity and consistency in their messaging.
Change the definition of fully vaccinated to 2 shots and a booster.
Yeah.
Yes.
To urge the provincial government to redefine. heaven knows how far they'll get with that, but it's not a bad idea.
Mike, I can tell you the statistics right now. In Canada, I can't find Manitoba in time, but for Canada, 5 years and older, 88.88% of Canadians have done the responsible thing and got one dose, at least one dose. For fully vaccinated, meaning 2 doses, which is not, again, fully vaccinated, because that's not what's being asked here. It is 84.55%. Obviously, that other just over 3% is waiting for their 6 months to be up. For boosted, it's 55.02%.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
But those, Steve, those statistics would get skewed because the under 5s, probably 5 to 12 can't even get their second shot, or they're just starting to get them, and there's no third shot available for them yet. So the numbers do get skewed because of the children.
Well, I can give you the total population then. So total population for at least one dose is 84.52%. Total population for fully vaccinated is 80.39%. And for fully vaccinated with an additional dose, meaning boosted, which is what we're asking for, is for that to be considered properly fully vaccinated. So the messaging is clear so people can make a reasonable, informed decision of what it takes to protect themselves and society. It's 45.08%. There is a massive gap between what fully vaccinated should be and what it is. And the problem is that when you say I'm fully vaccinated, it sounds as though I don't have any more work to do. But unfortunately, the messaging coming is get boosted, and that is confusing to some people.
Okay, I can buy into that.
I can't buy into this. I think this is not our role. I think you may disagree with how Manitoba Health and Health Canada have dealt with this pandemic, but they're the ones who make the decisions. Don't forget, vaccines aren't even mandatory in our province. So to say 80.39% of the country, I think is what you said, Steve, has received 2 shots is phenomenal. 45% have received 3 shots. I don't think the messaging is going to encourage people that much more to get the shot. How much more do we need to know? How many more times do we need to hear, get a booster, get a booster, get a booster?
Well, I mean, the problem is that you have celebrities who are coming out saying, I'm done with COVID. And unfortunately, the sad reality of where we live now is that people who say that I'm done with COVID and spread that kind of message are allowing people who've only had two vaccines to say, you know what, I'm done with COVID too. I've done my part. I'm fully vaccinated. And so that's the problem, is that more and more we hear this messaging and, oh, just live with the virus, and we've done our part, and 2 years is enough, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is getting people off the message that you need to do your part and get all of your shots and the full regiment. And that's really what it comes down to, is the full regiment is 3 vaccines.
So are we going to be back here when they decide we need 4 shots or 5 shots?
Yeah. I just don't see the AMM being very aggressive in convincing the provincial government to redefine their term, unless there was a majority of municipalities urging this upon the AMM. But all on their own, I can't really see it going anywhere, even though I don't think it does any harm.
Well, I mean, if we ask and they say no, then we ask. And if a variant emerges, and hopefully it's not as brutal as Delta or Omicron, although Omicron had, I believe, was more deaths than Delta, then at the very least, Victoria Beach can stand up proud and say, we asked.
Again, I think it's important that the province reduce the there's a disconnect here. We need to have a clear, simple 3 shots is what you need.
And maybe they say no, and maybe the AMM says no, but just a basic request.
Let's ask.
Exactly.
All right.
For the pure sake where I agree, there does seem to be inconsistency in the province's message. Where on their website, they say fully vaccinated is 2 shots, and yet in all of their new posts and all of their campaigns, they're saying get the booster, get the booster, get the booster. It just seems to me that it really should be the new standard. So for that, is it going to fly? Probably not. But in principle,
Gotta try.
this as well.
All right, Mr. Deputy Mayor, do you think it's time to call for a vote on this? Everybody's said their thing.
Is there any further discussion?
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think, you know, if you're going to lobby someone, lobby the health minister. Send her a letter. I don't think it'll go anywhere. But I mean, we all know we need to get 3, or we should get 3 shots. Call it a booster, call it whatever you like, but I think we all know we should get it. It doesn't seem confusing to me.
Actually, you make a very good point, Penny. Steve, could we amend the resolution that instead of saying urge the provincial government, could we say the Minister of Health?
Sure.
One and the same.
Yeah. I mean, it would both of them would go to the same person.
Taking out the AMM.
Right.
No, we can still ask the AMM.
Where's the health minister?
Yeah.
It's the provincial government.
Provincial Minister of Health. I'll support because I don't think it's clear.
You
Good.
want to reread it?
Oh, okay. All right. So the revised resolution reads, be resolved that the RM of Victoria Beach Council lobby the AMM to urge the Manitoba Minister of Health to redefine the term fully vaccinated as a person who has received 2 shots and 1 booster vaccine approved by Health Canada. We have to have a new mover and seconder?
Well, if they are agreeing to the change.
Yep.
I agree.
We're both agreeing.
Okay, they're both agreeing. All right then. I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All opposed?
Aye.
Thank you, Penny.
Thanks.
Motion carried. Next on the docket, a resolution to do with Private Members Bill C-229. Be it resolved that the RM of Victoria Beach Council supports and endorses MP Peter Julian's Private Members Bill C-229, Banning Symbols of Hate Act. Can I have a mover? Steve, thank you. Can I have a seconder? Penny, thank you.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Steve?
Very simply, this is a federal bill that is being put for discussion that would see the Nazi swastika, the production of it, the production of the Confederate flags and symbols of hate essentially be made illegal. Essentially, you would not be able to produce these symbols of which are made, and I can't believe I'm saying this, embedding their way into Canadian society. And if you listen, the charter is clear. You do not have the right to violate my rights or anybody else's. And when you produce these symbols of hate and you display them, you are hurting other people. So it is not, this bill would not violate the charter, and it would help to prevent the promotion of hate in our society. You wouldn't have, and I'm not going to call anybody out here, but you wouldn't have protests and demonstrations around the country with swastikas and Confederate flags and don't step on me flags, which are symbols of hate from the US. you wouldn't have those in our country unless they came from outside of our country. So I think that this is something that needs to be promoted. I think given Victoria Beach's unfortunate history, I think that it is very appropriate that we back this. And it also sends a very, I think, clear message to people that Victoria Beach has come a hell of a long way from where it used to be. We never had swastikas, we never had Confederate flags or any of that, but we did have an issue in our history with racism. And to come to the point now of supporting a bill like this shows that we have fully changed and we are completely inclusive to all people. And these symbols need to be banned.
No one, if I may, no one is born prejudiced. No one is born racist. No one is born with hate. This is all taught. And symbols like Steve talks about are the fodder with which these things are taught to our children. And that's how racism, hatred is propagated generation after generation after generation. If this can put even a small dent and in some way stop the cycle of generational racism and bias, I'm in favor of any attempt to do this. So I would support this resolution.
I'm certainly in favor of getting rid of hate symbols, but I'm not sure that it's council's role to do that. I think it's up to individuals such as ourselves and our electorate to write to their MP expressing their personal opinions. You know, that there's sort of there's a narrow line that you know, do we cross over as councillors?
We were all contacted as councillors, if I'm not mistaken, when this was first brought to our attention. So it is an issue that has been brought to our council attention, and the ask is that municipalities across the nation support this private member bill.
Okay, thank you for providing that clarity.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call the vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we got some heavy stuff going on tonight. Next up, on a lighter note, kinda. Be it resolved that the RM of Victoria Beach Council accept the quote number Q19767 from Celco to replace the SCADA computer software, replace the computer and software, and reprogramming with respect to the Victoria Beach water treatment plant at a total cost of $44,309.85, tax included. May I have a mover, please?
I'll move that.
Oh, Betty, I'll second it.
Thank you.
Raymond, could you provide a brief overview of exactly what the SCADA is?
Or detailed, so we don't get too many emails.
I don't know how much detail I can give you. That's basically the brains, the operational brains of the water treatment plant. If that system goes, we're in big trouble. And it's the same system we've had since the plant was implemented or commissioned in 2008. So it's a very important piece of technology. We also need a new computer system to operate because it's a powerful software system. It also has the capability, or will have the capability, of reporting information directly to Office of Drinking Water. So it's much more efficient. This is something that Office of Drinking Water wants to see implemented, that and an online turbidity meter. So it's just, in my point of view and in our staff's point of view who operate the water treatment plant, it's an extremely important aspect to operations of the plant. And it's just that information, that entire cost will be funded by the Victoria Beach water system owners, the people who are customers rather. And it'll be in the operational budget.
This is customers only. Essentially, the existing system is antiquated. The hardware needs to be removed. The software needs a rebuild. There will have been enhancements to the software and such, but it'll require a new computer to be able to enjoy these enhancements. And that's why this is a complete refresh of the hardware, the software, and we'll actually have folks from Selco in to rebuild the system to effectively manage and run our water treatment plant.
Raymond,
Do we have any
is it-
assurances that this work will be done by the 1st of May?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be done sooner rather than later. The advantage using Selco is it's a Winnipeg company versus bringing in the company from Montreal, Veolia. So you'd have additional costs, and if there's an issue, you've got people that can troubleshoot, technicians that can troubleshoot the issue right out of Winnipeg.
Well, I'm just concerned that there's a narrow window between the time the plant gets operational and the time that the software can be installed and tested.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say these guys have done this before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the more reason to get this through quickly. Raymond, is it not also fair to say that there are elements of our existing program that have become obsolete?
More than likely.
And
And
when
some
they,
not functioning.
yeah, and when they become obsolete, that means they're no longer supported. So if
That's
there's
right.
a problem with any part of our existing system, we may not be able to get support.
Well, if your software goes down, your plant is done. It's a computerized plant.
Exactly.
So,
Steve, one thing or?
Yeah, just real quick, I'm just going to ask the question that every taxpayer is going to be asking, which is going to make my water bill go up?
no, the water rates are adequate. As an example, in 2021, we finished the installation and whatever other work we had to do on the project for the diesel generator, the backup diesel generator. And that number was in the neighborhood of $90-some thousand. That went through operations without a cent of increase on the water rates. And there was no money used out of reserve, which is the same intention with this purchase. There's plenty of wiggle room in the rates to cover the cost of this new installation. So it will not affect the rates. You can't change the rates unless you go to the Public Utilities Board.
Yeah.
The final rate that was set is $290. It's staying that way until a new rate study is required, and I don't see one needed in the near future.
Yeah, the Torrey Beach Water Treatment Plant is currently operating with a surplus.
A significant surplus if you don't have these capital expenditures.
Yeah.
Right.
Penny, welcome back. Anything further to add to this resolution?
No, I read the information that we received on this project, and it looked like it's a 2-day installation unless there were extenuating circumstances. So I know this is something that Trevor has talked about and Raymond has talked about and mentioned in the past, and it's time. Let's get it done before the prices go up. I think the quote said the prices go up April 1st. So let's get this done.
Yep. We've got a first-class system. It's important to keep it up to date and current.
Okay. Hearing from everyone, I will call the question, the vote. All in favor of the quote?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone. Next order of business, be it resolved that all council members be authorized to attend the AMM convention to be held April 19th to 21st, 2022. Further be it resolved that the municipality cover all associated costs to attend said convention per the terms of bylaw 1628. Can I have a mover, please?
I'll move that.
Okay, thank you, Greg. And Penny will second. Thank you, Penny.
I can move.
Discussion, how many folks are planning on attending the convention?
It's
I
during the
have
week.
a conflict, so I'm unable to attend. And I'm told they're not doing anything virtually on this one.
It's all in person.
It'll all be in person.
Then absolutely not.
He's not liking it.
I
Okay,
can't attend this year either, so
okay.
no.
I won't be attending.
Oh, we've lost you again, but I think the essence was that that you won't be able to attend. Okay, so I will be representing the Order of Victoria Beach, so. All right, let's call the resolution to vote. All in favor?
You have to bring back five goodie bags of everything.
Thank you.
All right.
Moving on to the last item under other business. Be it resolved that the provisions of zoning bylaw 1622, which received first reading on July 6, 2021, be amended as follows. Clause 2.5F, front sightline requirements for lakefront properties. Clause 2.15, fence height and prohibited materials. Clause 2.16, shoreline hazard lands. Clause 2.17, riparian areas. Clause 2.21, protection and retention of trees. And definitions, Part 6, site coverage. Further be it resolved that a second public hearing be held with respect to the amendments with notice provided as required under the Planning Act. May I have a mover?
I'll move that.
Thank you, Penny. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Graham, thank you very much. Discussion.
Just a question, will the details of these changes in clauses, will they be posted on our website?
Sure, no problem. It's public.
It's a public document, so the entire document will be there and people will be
So
able to
the new amended document will be posted.
The hearing will deal with the amendments only. You've already dealt with the rest of the bylaw. This was strictly for the,
Okay,
Yep, and it will be spelled out what these amendments mean.
good. Thanks for that clarification, Raymond.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Any other-
at the next round of public hearings, then the discussion will be limited to these 6 points.
That's correct.
that's my understanding from the provincial planner.
We got to move forward. We've got to move forward on
Agreed.
it.
Agreed.
Okay.
Just trying to provide some clarity for our ratepayers.
Thanks, Erwin. Any further discussion? Then I will call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Or should it be ah?
Good.
How about Yahoo?
Yeah. Or oh.
That concludes other business. We'll move on to correspondence. If you have correspondence to bring forward, please raise your hand so that we don't all jump on top of each other. Hearing no new correspondence, be it resolved that the March 1st, 2022 regular council meeting be adjourned. Next regular council meeting to be held virtually on March 15th, 2022 at 6 p.m. at 705 1661 Portage Avenue in Winnipeg. May I have a mover? Graham, thank you very much. May I have a seconder? Erwin, thank you very much. All in favor?
All right.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. And thanks to the folks at home who will be watching this tomorrow on YouTube. Have a great night. And go Jets.